Hi people, it's me Anja, my pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new video. As you've probably noticed, I'm currently at home for spring break, so yeah. Anyway, I've noticed lately that the majority of queer books I've read are secular, so I decided to make a video about specifically my favorite religious queer books. So with that said, the first book on this list is called Her Name in the Sky. This book is a YA contemporary following a young girl who's a lesbian, and she's also a high school senior, and she's trying to spend her high school senior last years going to Mardi Gras parties and football games, and the last thing that she expects is to fall in love with her best friend, who's another girl. So basically this is set in like a small conservative town where like girls are expected to fall in love with boys, so it's unexpected that she falls in love with another girl, if that makes any sense. Basically this book is so good and it deserves so much more hype. The plot, the characters, the setting, the religious like setting, the sapphic romance. This book is so amazing and it deserves all the hype and so much more because the story is so emotional and it's so well developed. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. The sapphic romance is so well developed, and I really enjoy the friends to lovers trope. This book does it so well. I think personally that this book deserves just as much hype as Late to the Party and Kelly Quindlen's other book, which I can't remember the title of right now. Oh, She Drives Me Crazy. Anyway, this book is so good and it's so underrated and it's so awesome and so emotional in every single element and every single aspect. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called P.S. I Miss You. This book is a middle-aged sapphic contemporary following a young girl who's writing letters to her older sister who was sent away from their strict Catholic home after becoming pregnant, and the main character is questioning her sexuality. This book is so good, and again, it's so underrated. First of all, the plot was so intriguing, and it was absolutely so thrilling and so interesting. Second of all, the story is set in letters, and I love that form because I think it really makes the story come to life so much more, and it makes the story so much more intriguing and more interesting for me. Third of all, the characters are so well developed and so distinct. Fourth of all, the sapphic romance is so well developed and it's so lovely and it's absolutely so wonderful, and I love the intersectionality of religion and queerness, if that makes any sense. This book is so good and it's so well done because it's so well developed in every single element and it's every single like aspect of the entire thing. This book is absolutely so good and it deserves so much more hype. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Almost Flying. This book is a middle-aged sapphic contemporary that follows a young Jewish girl as she navigates feeling more than friend feelings for her friend, if that makes any sense. And it's set over a week-long roller coaster road trip, so she's also on an emotional roller coaster as she navigates these new feelings. I hope that makes sense. At any rate, this book is so good because it's so wonderful and it's so lovely and it's absolutely so fluffy and it's so happy. First of all, the characters are so well developed and so distinct, and I absolutely love that the main character has such a wonderful, supportive, like found family system behind her. We love to see it. Second of all, the plot is so intriguing and it's absolutely so engaging. Third of all, the sapphic romance itself is so cute and it's so fluffy and it's so well developed, and I really enjoyed it. This book is so wholesome and it's so happy and it's so emotional and it's also so good. I was so emotionally connected to these characters from the very beginning to the end. I'm so excited for this author's next book, which I believe is YA Sapphic and Jewish, and it comes out in November. So I'm so excited for it. Anyway, this book is so awesome in its Jewish representation, in its sapphic representation, in the plot, the characters, the romance, the setting, the family dynamics. We love to see it. Anyway, I digress. With all of that said, I would definitely highly recommend this book. The next book on this list is called or yield maybe. This book is a YA contemporary following a pair of best friends after one of them gives her kidney to the other person, and the other person is bisexual and Jewish. Both of the main characters are Jewish, but one of them is a boy and the other one is a girl, and the boy is bisexual and Jewish. Anyway, the point is, they're best friends, and this book is so good. This book is definitely more underrated. I feel like this author is more known for Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, which, don't get me wrong, is very, very good. But I think that this book deserves just as much hype as that book, as well as all of her other books, because this author is literally so talented, and I'm so excited to read See You Yesterday in 2 months. But anyway, this book is so fantastic. First of all, the two main characters, Sophie and Peter, are both such wonderful, lovely, well-developed, distinct main characters, and I was emotionally attached to both of them. I really enjoyed their dynamic together as well as them individually. Their friendship is so cute and it's so lovely, and it's absolutely so fluffy. Second of all, the Achillean romance in this book is so well done and it's so well developed, and it's absolutely so lovely. The plot of the story is so engaging and it's absolutely so intriguing. This book is so underrated, like I mentioned, and it deserves so much more hype. So with that, I would definitely highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called A Curse of Roses. First of all, there's a multitude of trigger warnings on this book, including internalized homophobia, religious-based self-harm, religious-based eating disorders, and other things as well. So, if this book has trigger warnings that trigger you, then I would be wary of this book and I wouldn't read it. But anyway, this book is a YA historical fantasy retelling of The Miracle of Roses, which is a Portuguese legend set in the 13th century. This book is so wonderful, and it's absolutely so good, and it's so underrated, which I know is a recurring theme, not only in this video, but on my channel in general, so maybe the word underrated has lost its meaning. But anyway, this book is so good. First of all, the magic system is so cool, and it's so inventive, and it's absolutely so interesting. Second of all, the plot is so cool, and it's so intriguing, and it's absolutely so engaging. Third of all, the characters are so well developed and so distinct, and the sapphic romance in this book was so good, and it was absolutely so lovely, and it was so wonderful, and I really enjoyed it. This book is so good, and it deserves so much more hype. So with that said, I would highly recommend it. So, in conclusion, first of all, I hope this video helps diversify your bookshelf, as usual. Second of all, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the crescent moon emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!